coming at you from Mexico City. It's about 4 p.m. now, and we got here this morning at like 5 a.m. It just took forever to like finally go back to sleep. We had a red eye, so I only got like 3 hours of sleep, and then we landed here. Took about an hour to get our luggage, took about an hour to get to our Airbnb, took about 45 minutes to figure out an issue with the Airbnb because one of the bedrooms was locked and we couldn't get in. And then we like went out to breakfast to walk around the city, and we like around 12 finally made it back and decided to take a nap. So now I am on the other side of that, well rested and ready to go out and explore some more. To give a little reading update, I brought The Naturals with me, which is a book that I really want to start, and it's on my November TBR. This is kind of like a sci-fi, no, not sci-fi, a YA like thriller mystery, and I don't read very much YA, but this one is just giving me good vibes. I've seen so many people talk about it, and I just like am very on the edge of my seat, ready to read it. I am very excited for it, so I'm going to start this soon. But currently I've been reading on my Kindle a little bit. Yesterday I actually finished a book from NetGalley that I got like an ARC from, so I returned that, gave some feedback, and now, well actually last night while we were at the airport waiting to board because our flight was delayed, I started the Tommen Boys series? Binding 13, Boys of Tommen series. Binding 13 is the first book, and I started that last night, and I only got like 2% in, like 10 pages in, and I'm just curious, like if I should continue reading it, because that's going to be quite a big of an undertaking. It's a very long series. I think there's like 7 books or 5 books, and some of them are very chunky, so I don't know if I really should be diving into that just yet. And I also brought another book, which I'm trying to think of. Oh, I think it's in my backpack, which, where the heck is my backpack? I'm gonna have to go find my backpack, but it's The Night We Lost Him, and that is my November book club pick with some of my friends, and I get back home on the 4th, November 4th, and our book club is like on the 6th. And I started it before we left for the trip, but I only got like 40 pages in, so I figured in order to finish it realistically, I need to bring it. So I brought that one with me. I just don't know where it's at the moment. But that's kind of what I'm reading. Yeah, I don't know how much reading I'm going to be able to do exactly because we have lots of things planned. If you've never been to Mexico City, let me just tell you, there's so much to see, so much to do, so much to eat, and we just want to take advantage of that. So I wanted to update about last night. Once we went to the museum, it was absolutely beautiful. Museo Sumaya, totally free, great to watch. Definitely recommend going when we went, which is at like 5 or 6 p.m. because there was nobody there. It closes at 6:30, and we basically had the museum to ourselves. And then after that, we went to dinner at our favorite place that we go to every single time we're in Mexico City. It's called Porfirio's, and it's just beautiful. The food presentations are like out of this world. It's such a vibe. They have music videos, and luckily for me, they had the Dodger game on, which yesterday I actually wasn't planning on watching the game because we were out and about. I did not know the restaurant was gonna have it on, and even Jesus tried to pull it up on one of his like little streaming apps, illegal streaming apps, and they were already down like 5-0. They were up in the series, so I was like, it's not the end of the world if I don't watch this game and they lose. But we ended up going to the restaurant, and they had the game on, and the Dodgers won the World Series, so it was obviously awesome, and we got to celebrate. We like sat there the entire time, got some drinks. I actually hadn't drank all of 2024 until yesterday. I took my first shot, which was it wasn't bad. It was a mix of Hypnotic and Jaeger, which doesn't sound that great, but it really was not that bad. And I only took one. We took it for celebration purposes only. I'm going back to not drinking just because it's fun to be sober, honestly. That was our night in a nutshell. Then we got back home. We kind of didn't go out like to do anything else because we were really tired. We had a super long day yesterday, and we have another long day today, so we wanted to rest up and prepare for the day.
currently sitting here at the Museo de Antropología. It is probably the most popular museum here in Mexico City. It's a few days after we've arrived, maybe like 2 days later. I totally didn't realize that I haven't picked up the camera to update about my reading journey since we've been here, but that is also probably because I haven't been doing any reading. We've just been going to museums, walking, eating, doing all sorts of things. But right now, since I've actually been to this museum maybe 3-4 times, and it is a lot of walking, and I'm a little tired, so I'm just taking a little break. I'm sitting and I'm actually reading. I picked up my Kindle and I'm glad I brought it because now I have time to kill and I can definitely do some reading. I am reading Boys of Tommen, the first book, which I think is Binding 13, and I'm only about 5% in, but Shannon and Johnny have just met and I find it very interesting already. Like, I actually am a sucker for books that take place in like a school. This one's a boarding school in Ireland. I just feel like they have the best tension and drama, and already like I'm seeing that. And again, I'm only 5% in. This book is extremely popular. I mean, obviously I don't know much of anything because again, only 5% in, but I feel like I can see why it's super popular just because already the writing is flowing, the pacing is great. I'm already interested. And so I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit longer and just continue reading. It feels so good to sit down for a little bit and just like chill and finally have some time to read. I have actually feel like I haven't really noticed me not reading for a few days because I've been so busy that I haven't really had time to think about it. But every time I get home and I see my Kindle and the book that I brought with me, I actually brought 2 books with me, and I see those and I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't read. But obviously reading is for fun and that's my priority. Right now, I'm having fun because I'm reading. And I don't feel like I'm missing out or anything because like I said, I have already done this museum 3 or 4 times, and I'll be honest, I actually haven't seen everything in this museum because you can easily take a whole day here. So maybe I will pick up a little later once my boyfriend and his family, once I see them, once I run into them, I will join them. But for now, we're gonna continue reading.
Reading update, 23%, and it's getting good. I'm liking it. I wonder if the rest of the series is like Johnny and Shannon continued, or if it's the side characters and their like romance stories. Definitely gonna continue it though. So far, so good.
Morning, y'all. I'm coming at you from Coyoacán, which is like one of our favorite places to stop here in Mexico City whenever we come. It's a perfect place for some flea market shopping. Actually, I don't think it's really a flea market. It's just more of a market, artisanal market. There's food stalls, food markets, anything you could want and more. But here to update about my reading journey, still on the Boys of Tommen book 1. 39%, which is pretty good. I've just been doing damage with my Kindle because we've been taking like lots of Uber rides, and so that's really when I've been able to like just sit down and read. We went to a cool park yesterday, which I think I got some footage of, and I just sat and read for a little bit. So I've been making some damage, but I really need to pick up The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave because that's my book club book, and today's November 2nd, and I think my book club's on the 5th. So I have like 3 days, and I'm only about 40 or 50 pages in, so I have to finish that because obviously I want to talk about it with my friends. We do fly back tomorrow night, so definitely probably going to prioritize that on the flight over like the Kindle book because this isn't even on my November TBR. But I don't know, I just had it already on my Kindle and I've heard so many people talk about it. It's always kind of, you know, caught my interest. It is a romance, so I decided to pick it up and now I'm hooked. For sure, hooked. Now I'm gonna do some shopping. I was sitting here on this bench reading for a bit because my boyfriend was getting some cool like time-lapse shots for our vlog channel. But now I think we're gonna officially go into the market and do some shopping. I don't know if we're really looking for anything in particular, but I was thinking we have been in the mood to maybe find some like kitchenware. So maybe like some vases, not vases, more like mugs, plates, jewelry. I feel like I always have a soft spot for jewelry because the jewelry is always so like unique and cool looking. And then clothing, not really. So I think maybe some kitchenwares and maybe jewelry, but we'll see what we end up walking away with. There's literally anything and everything you could find or want here in this one-stop shop. So if you want to go real, like thrift, not thrift because they're all like new products, but if you want like a real swamp meat market experience, definitely make your way to Coyoacan because it's well worth it. It's greatly priced. Not a big fan of haggling, so try not to do that because these are usually artisan stuff, like artisan made stuff, handmade. Yeah, they put a lot of thought and work into their products.
Hi, back from Mexico. I'm laying on my couch. I am pretty sick, not feeling the best because I came back. I feel like I got a fever the last day we were in Mexico, literally the day we were flying back. So like the whole airport was terrible. I just felt like really, really warm. I did have Tylenol, so we were fighting through it. But anyway, I'm still trying to kick this little sickness, but I wanted to update you guys because I am now attempting to finish The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. I actually have my book club tonight, which is like me and my friends. And this is our book club pick, so I have to finish it by tonight. It's maybe like 11 a.m. and I'm on page 252 out of like 300. So only about 50 pages left. I definitely think I can do it. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of this book. I did really, really enjoy Laura Dave's other book, The Last Thing He Told Me. I thought that book was brilliant. It was easy to follow. Love the plot, love the mystery. This one I feel like it's just falling pretty short. Like there's some characters where I'm like, I'm just confused a little bit, and that usually happens when I listen to a book via audiobook, and I have not been listening to it via audiobook. I did maybe listen to like 2 or 3 chapters via audiobook yesterday because I wanted to make sure like I was gonna finish this book. But even reading it like physically, I feel like I get a little bit confused. I am not really excited for like the culmination of the mystery, like what happened to the dad. I really am just like, what's going on? I don't know if I explained it before, but this is basically Sam and Nora. They are siblings. Their dad fell from a cliff at one of his properties, and they're kind of estranged siblings, but they come together and try to figure out what happened to the dad because they're kind of suspicious about the circumstances of his death and don't fully believe that it was an accident. So we're kind of working through that. I did suspect a few different people at different times, which I feel like is a goal and objective of a mystery thriller, so I will give it that. Right now I do kind of feel like I know who did it. Am I gonna be right? I don't know. And yeah, I don't know, I just kind of want to finish this so we can discuss it tonight and then pick my next book and just kind of put this away. I was really, really hoping I would love this book because like I mentioned, I loved her other books. It would have been great for me to love this and be able to pick up all her future books, but yeah, this one's just kind of falling short or flat for me. And then The Boys of Tommen Binding 13 book, I'm about 60% through that one, still reading it purely on my Kindle. I do really, really like it, and I'm conflicted because if I do really, really like it, I am for sure going to continue the series. Again, I don't know if it's going to just be Johnny and Shannon or if it's going to be like the other couples and friends in the little world of The Boys of Tommen. Now that I think about it, Boys of Tommen is probably all the different boys and their stories. Regardless, I'm going to continue it, but now I don't know if I have to buy it. All right, I'm done talking because I don't feel too well, so I'm going to shut up and finish my book, hopefully. It's a little bit of a blur, I feel like, since the last time I vlogged. I look a mess, but I know it was me literally like laying on my couch, and it was a few days ago, and honestly the last few days have been such a blur because I am still kind of getting over being sick. I got back from Mexico exactly a week ago today, and since then I've just been going through it. Like I started out with a fever, then I got kind of like congestion, runny nose, and now I have kind of like a lingering cough. Oh, I had a sore throat too. Yeah, it was just like, it's been all the phases of being sick, which is gross and I hate that. But I'm finally coming through on the other end. I just have a bit of a cough left over, but we're okay. Anyway, I don't really even remember what I said in that clip. I knew I was reading something. I think it was The Naturals. Ended up finishing that. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really good. I think I want to continue this series, but I'm not going to rush into it just because I have so many other books like on my TBR and on my priority list that I want to get through before I continue that series. Why did I start a new series? I don't know. Also, with Boys of Tommen, which I have been reading throughout this video, I actually finished it today and I gave that one about 4.25 stars. Again, really enjoyed it. The ending, excuse me, like how are you going to end the book right then and there? It was so abrupt and it was such a cliffhanger that like obviously I want to continue the series, but again, probably not going to pick that up until next year because I just have way too many other books to be reading right now. But I did really enjoy it and I am excited to continue that whole series. I am currently reading now You With a View. Started this probably a day or two ago. I'm 100 pages in and I freaking, look at what I did to my book. I don't even know if you could tell, but like, yeah. I had it on my nightstand last night and since I'm sick, I was coughing and I tried to pick up my water bottle and I guess I didn't like twist my lid onto my actual bottle. So when I picked it up, it like opened and it splashed my book, which I'm really upset about. So it's all dry now, but it's like all crinkly and that's disgusting. But anyway, 100 pages in, also very much enjoying this. I think it's really interesting. I think Noelle and Theo, like when you name your male main character Theo, just know I'm gonna eat it up because that is such a good name. And I like the story. I like that there's like an elderly little grandpa in this and like he's joining this road trip. I just think it's an interesting little premise. Also started 11/22/63 because I am really trying to get through my November TBR and this is on it and I just know it's gonna take me a while to finish it because it's like almost 1,000 pages. Again, I literally barely started it. I think I got like 20 pages in, so not much, but hey, I started it. So I'm gonna be focusing on this throughout the month, of course. Also gonna be doing this and the other, what, 3-4 books that are on my TBRs. I have a lot of reading to do, but I also just wanted to say that I don't even know what my next few videos are going to be because I am going to be doing Vlogmas this year. I'm going to plan to do like the first 12 or 15 days of December. And I just figured like I need to start like filming for that because there's no way in heck I'm gonna be able to film, edit, and upload every single day for like 15 days in December. So I have to start doing some of that work now, but then I'm like, well, what am I gonna do for November? So I don't know, just hang in there with me. I'm sure there will be more videos in November. I just right now have no idea what I'm even gonna be doing. It's also the little sick brain in me talking, but I just wanted to catch you guys up real quick and kind of finish out this video because I am actually editing this video in real time right now and realized I don't have an ending. So I just remember the blur of the little clip that I got a few days ago when I was like really sick and going through it, and I just hadn't picked up the camera since. So here's me telling you guys, thank you so much for watching. You need to go to Mexico City because like I mentioned throughout this video and like you guys saw, it is my favorite place on this earth. I go every single year. I've been going since I was younger. My mom is from there, so obviously has a special place in my heart and I love taking people there because it's just so special. So if you've ever been wanting to go or thinking about it, this is your clue and hint to go. But thank you so much for watching. Gonna go do some reading and kick this illness to the curb. Until next time, bye.